What's up, y'all? It's your boy Nash here. As you guys can tell, I got my earbud in. That's because I haven't been feeling well the last 24 hours. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know if it's the flu or if it's something else, but I literally woke up this morning not feeling well, with a very bad headache. So I do apologize. Um, if my voice is not as energetic as I normally am, so forgive me on that. Excuse me. So, but we are going to continue with today's video, and that is the fact that Konami has announced new Adamancipator support in the upcoming course set Beyond the Brave. Now, I will be taking my time with this one because I don't want to make things a little worse with my illness, so I do apologize if I'm a little slower than normal. But I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm just gonna get straight into it, and we're gonna kick things off with Adamancipator Conductor. Now, for those who do not know or who are new to Yu-Gi-Oh, the Adamancipator archetype is a synchro based art archetype that revolves around rock type monsters. So there are several cards in the format that can actually make the deck even more busted than ever before, including I think Doki Doki or whatever that one is. So there's quite a few, but here is Conductor, which is a 6-star Earth Rock tuner with 1400 attack, 1000 defense, and both of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads: if this card is in your hand, you can place one other Adamancipator card from your hand on top of the deck, then special summon this card. Second effect: during your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can special summon one excavated level 4 or lower rock monster and place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. Excuse me. So this card is basically similar to. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, this card is basically similar to Plague Spreader Zombie, where with Plague Spreader, if it's in your graveyard, you can take a card from your hand, put it on top of the deck, and then special summon Plague from your grave, but you have to banish it when it leaves the field. So because that Plague was used a lot. Whoop. Sorry guys, I just moved my tripod. Anyway, because that Plague Spreader was used a lot in Edison and decks like Value Turbo and Twilight and Pure Light Sworn, the card was so busted that it ended up being limited at 1 copy in the format. This card is basically that, but with an added twist where you can essentially just can't speak. Excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, special summon one of the special summon a monster that was excavated, and you basically can just combo off from there, which is kind of insane. Next up, we've got Adamancipator Crystal Timite, I believe is how it's pronounced. It is a 4-star Dark Rock with 0 attack, 2200 defense. Both of its effects are once per turn. Excuse me. The first effect reads, if this card is special summoned by an Adamancipator card's effect, you can add one Adamancipator card from your deck to your hand except this card. Then you can special summon a rock monster from your hand. Second effect reads, if this card is in your grave, you can target its rock synchro in your field or grave. Return it to the extra deck, and if you do, place this card on top of the deck. So this can actually work with Conductor, where if it gets excavated, you can special summon it, and then you just combo off from there. So that's pretty much it. And what's even more cool is that for some Adamancipator decks, they do run a few Xyz monsters. Like I know that some decks have ran oh, what's one? I'm like trying to think right now. Number 41, Baguska. A small Utopia package where it would be like Utopia double. Effect to search out double or nothing, and then some Utopia, and then you would basically have a 10,000 attack monster, which is crazy. So there are some Xyz monsters that can definitely be abused by this card, but for the most part, you're doing a lot of synchros. All right, next up, Adamancipator Risen Timite. Which honestly, the artwork looks really cool. I'll give it that. The artwork looks amazing. Let's see here. 10-star Dark Rock Synchro, 3300 attack, 2200 defense. And requires a tuner and one or more non-tuners. Both of its effects once per turn. The first effect reads, if you have a dark monster in your grave, you can add one Adamancipator spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So essentially, it's Spell Trap Rhoda. You can search out the deck's field spell, combo off with that. The possibilities are out there. Second effect, when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, as a quick effect, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can return the cards your opponent controls to the hand up to the number of rock monsters excavated, and place the excavated cards on the bottom of the deck in any order. So it's basically Compulse on steroids. Like literally, you're bouncing your opponent's entire board to your back, back into the deck, which is kind of insane. Not much else to say about that. Like, to be fair, I'm not a big fan of the Adamancipator archetype. But I will say that the archetype is pretty cool. I will give it that. Next up, we've got Adamancipator Luminous. Which is a light rock Link 2 with 1800 attack, and its arrows are middle left, bottom center. And requires 2 effect monsters, including a synchro. Both of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is Link summoned, or a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, you can target a monster in your field or grave that has a level. Whoop! Sorry guys, I keep moving my tripod, forgive me. There we go. You can, let's see here, target a monster in your field or grave that has a level, special summon a Glimmer token, which is a light rock with 0 attack and defense with the same level. So this can help you essentially link climb into a Link 2, which could be like a Nightmare Phoenix, like a Nightmare Cerberus, or whatever, which is pretty cool. Second effect, when another monster on the field activates its effect as a quick effect, you can place it on top of the deck. I mean, I mean, it can essentially force your opponent to dead draw whatever card that they may have. That whatever card that they may have 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 activated. So I don't know if you can negate it with a card like let's say imperm and then go into and then go into luminous effect. I'm not entirely sure. You guys can let me know in the comments, but it's a good way to force your opponent to dead draw a brick. Kind of cracked. Final card of the video. It is known as Adamancipator Mates, which is a normal spell with both of the effects being a once per turn. The first effect reads: add one Adamancipator monster from your deck to your hand. Essentially, it's a Rhoda. Second effect reads: if this card is in your grave, you can place one card from your hand on top of the deck, add this card to your hand. I mean, it's basically Rhoda for the entire deck. Not much else to say about it. Like, you can essentially add cards like Researcher. Oh my god, there's quite a few others, but I'm like super sick right now, so I can't really think straight. But yeah, I mean it's a Rhoda. You can search for any Adamancipator monster to your hand. You can add the spell back to your hand. I could see these new cards being turned into a potential FTK deck, which is possible, but because that hardly anybody plays Adamancipator anymore, I don't know if the deck is going to be good, but we'll have to wait and see. But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully I will be better in time for tomorrow because, well, the result of Night of Champions will be upon us, so hopefully I will be better in time for that, but we'll have to wait and see. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and I will see you guys in my next video.